Did you know that Surah Al-Kahf never once mentions the Dajjal by name? And yet, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told us that this surah protects us from him. Because this surah was never meant to warn you about a man. It was designed to train your mind against a way of thinking. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever memorizes the first 10 verses of Surah Al-Kahf will be protected from the Dajjal." But how? Stay with me until the end. XO Islamic Stories. Subscribe, like, and share. Dajjal's greatest weapon is deception or fitna. He makes fire look like water. He makes hell look like paradise. He makes the wrong path feel like the right one. And Surah Al-Kahf is the antidote. Because from its very first verse to its last, this surah is a masterclass in one single lesson. What you see is not always what is real. The surah is built around 4 stories. And those 4 stories are not random. The Dajjal will attack through 4 specific doors: faith, wealth, knowledge, power. If even one of these doors is left open inside your heart, he has a way in. So how do you build resistance? Surah Al-Kahf closes all 4. Let's break it down. The test of faith. The people of the cave. A world gone wrong. The system demands loyalty. The crowd demands conformity. Then a group of young men did the unthinkable. They walked away from everything and disappeared into a cave. To the world, they lost everything. But in truth, they found freedom. Today, your paradise looks different. Your followers, your career, your digital identity, and the pressure to conform is just as real. So the question Surah Al-Kahf asks you is simple. Can you stand alone when the crowd turns against you? Because if you can't handle being isolated now, you won't handle what's coming later. The test of wealth. The owner of 2 gardens. He had everything and thought it was all because of him. And it destroyed him because he forgot where his wealth came from. The Dajjal will control the global economy. He will promise provision to those who follow him and starvation to those who don't. But the mindset of Al-Kahf is unshakable. Risk comes from Allah, not from the system. That single conviction makes you impossible to buy, impossible to starve into submission. The test of knowledge. Prophet Musa and Prophet Khidr alayhi salam. This is perhaps the most humbling story in the entire Quran. The greatest prophet, a man who spoke directly to Allah, was told to sit down and learn, because even his intellect had limits. Prophet Khidr alayhi salam shows that within every event lies a divine wisdom, one that may not always be visible to the human eye. Dajjal will exploit confusion. He'll blur the line between truth and illusion. We are now living in the age of total information warfare. AI generates truth. Algorithms manufacture consensus. Media frames genocide as defense, and a freedom fighter as a terrorist. If we rely only on what we see in the media, we become easy targets for deception. The test of power. Prophet Zulkarnain alayhi salam. He was a king who conquered the world. East to west, he reached the edges of the earth. He had more power than any man alive, and he used every bit of it to protect the weak. The Dajjal will appear invincible. His power will seem absolute. The temptation to bow, even just a little, will feel overwhelming. So why read this surah every Friday? Because throughout the week, your perspective slowly gets shaped by media, by trends, by noise, and this surah resets it and brings you back to what actually matters. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, promised a light between one Friday and the next. We are already living in the end of times. The signs are not coming. They are here. And if there is one thing you can do for yourself, for your family, for the people you love, don't just teach them to recite Surah Al-Kahf. Teach them what it actually means. How to stand alone when the majority is wrong. How to find mercy inside what looks like a disaster. How to place faith above everything this world promises to give you and threatens to take away. Surah Al-Kahf is not a fairy tale. It is not ancient history. It is a blueprint for navigating a world that is designed to deceive you. Read it for the blessing. Study it for the warning. Choose your reality before reality is chosen for you.